I didn't really fully explore what you were showing us yesterday. Could you elaborate on that?
Okay, which part would you like?
Just go over it again.
Okay. Good boy.
And maybe give me a little more visual.
The big aspect that we were talking about is we'll start with the movement. Everything, when I had my stroke, if it wasn't for Chuck and Nick trying to put me right in I was kind of like a square peg that you're trying to force in that hole. So I was always trying to make things happen that you probably should not be trying to make things happen. So when I got hurt, I couldn't do all that. So I had to start saying, okay, now all this stuff that Carl was teaching me, got all these principles, but I was always trying to do the principles. So I couldn't do the principles at all, and nobody can actually do the principles. You have to do it on your own technique. So when we go into this type of scenario, I said, okay, how can I do something now? Because I was on a walker to start with, and then forever. So the big thing is I have to learn to work with my center. So my center does everything for me. It takes all my power, of my legs, everything. It works right here. Because anything you're doing, like we talked about Carl the other day, is when he held that hand out, and I reached out to, no, it's hard, like I was going to reach and grab him. Well, the first time I kind of touched him about to here, and I went right there. And the second time I touched him about like this, just kind of moved his hair, and it went back this way. And so the third time after I got up, I said, looked at him square in the face, and I went, and I didn't touch him. I just went right here. And he says, "You can't do that, sir. I didn't do it. I didn't touch you." He said, the point is, you thought about moving. The point was that you actually load up to do anything. If my mind says, okay, I'm just going to reach out and touch his hand, I have to, this goes from here, then it has to load in and lock my center, then I have to center my back, then I had to raise my arm and extend to this point. So I've used all this effort to get to this point. So when I'm doing this, all this happens in my subconscious, and he knows all about what's going on, so I get thrown before I even think about it. So that's where all that came from. Now, the big thing is when people touch you, and you sit there and you lock up, if you sit there and try to move and do stuff, or try to force or jump or pow and everything, then you have this kind of, you have the tug and pull aspect. So my aspect was basically, when he does this, I just roll my hips.
Yeah.
Rotate my hips and not ever take my foot off the ground. Carl did this for me for years, and I couldn't understand. He's not even moving his feet. How's this happening? He's doing it. He does everything. Well, I'm exaggerating. So you're feeling all this. So everything he does is this type of aspect. So when the guy comes in to do something, it's just, that's all there is to it. And everybody says, well, how do you do that? Well, we practice all the time. The same scenario. It's way up, way down. Okay, when we were first taught, touching and pulling is really, we just move our foot back and forth. So, well, we'll do this way. So basically, when Chuck was doing this stuff, he'd have us do this aspect. If I'm gently pushing back to catch him up, like if I'm trying to do Ippon Suinagi, where I can lead him up and go this direction, or if he's actually trying to do Kochi, come in, he pulls him in, pulls him up. No, just walk towards me. Just walk. He just pulls us all around. So you got this. Okay, that works pretty good. But being as I'm old and crippled, I couldn't do all that and stay in touch with it. So what I would actually do is I found out that this works as a spear or a circle, because everything works. If he holds me and locks me like this, I can't push him or I can't pull him. But if I just gently drop my hands and make this circle, or if I go sideways, or I go angle, or if we go backwards. By rotating this spear continuously, you can't stop it. There's not a hesitation, there's no square corners. It continuously moves, and you can't stop that from moving. So that's what really works for me. The only other thing is, Moose and I were talking about this last night. You know, you sit there and you wait till we're playing this type of game. You don't want to wait till everybody grabs a hold of you and do something like that, because if you, especially when you get to be an old guy. So he comes in to touch me. I don't want to wait till he touches me to do something, or he comes in to do something. Just so we got everything done at one time. So the aspect is, all my instructors were nice enough to put up with all my stupidity. So from this point on, I try to take a little bit of the advantage of what they've got, and I try to do what I can do with what I've got. Is there anything else I can tell you, sir?
What I missed yesterday was the whole spherical thing. Somehow it just went right back. Thank you, Dad.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.